Sylvester Stallone. Plus, tonight, for the first time since marriage and motherhood, Katie Holmes returns to The Late Show.
Tonight, it's one of the most popular cholesterol-lowering drugs in the country, but now the makers of Zetia admit it does not reduce plaque in your arteries. In fact, a study shows it may increase it. I'm Katie Couric. Also tonight, the battle for Michigan. National frontrunner John McCain tries to deal a knockout blow to native son Mitt Romney. A nationwide manhunt for a U.S. Marine wanted in the brutal murder of a fellow Marine who was 8 months pregnant. And denied. It happens to millions of Americans who are told they can't collect Social Security disability benefits even though they paid into the system for years. A CBS News investigation.
This is the CBS Evening News with Katie Couric.
Good evening, everyone. About 1 million prescriptions are written every week for the drug Zetia to lower cholesterol, and apparently it does that. But more important, perhaps, is what we've learned it doesn't do. A study out today found it does not lower the level of plaque in your blood, which is a risk factor for both heart attack and stroke. The study tested 720 people with very high cholesterol to find out if a combination of Zetia and the statin drug Zocor worked better than Zocor alone. This combination is sold as Vytorin, a heavily marketed drug whose clever commercials are familiar to viewers.
Ask your doctor about adding Vytorin.
Although this combination did lower cholesterol, it was no better than Zocor alone in reducing the growth of plaque in arteries in the neck. This plaque, which can be associated with heart attacks and strokes, was actually worse in the group taking Zetia.
This is a surprising finding in that we would have anticipated the lowering cholesterol would impact the artery wall.
Schering Plough and Merck, who market Vytorin, issued a statement to CBS News today which said patients should always talk to their physician about cholesterol treatment. This study involved patients who are difficult to treat. Still, the news was alarming for Ronnie Ackerman, who believed there was no doubt the drug would reduce his risk of heart disease.
You gotta follow your doctor's advice, and he figured this was the best medicine to go through with it, and now we'll just have to figure out if there's something better.
Dr. Steve Nissen is chairman of cardiology at the Cleveland Clinic. Dr. Nissen, how surprised were you when you got word that Zetia might actually do more harm than good?
Well, this was just a stunning result. We'd always assumed that adding a second drug to lower cholesterol would have an incremental benefit over, the traditional statin medications that we use so widely. In all historical studies, the more you lowered cholesterol, the better the outcome. In this case, it simply didn't work. Adding Zetia to Zocor, which is what makes the drug Vytorin, had no benefits whatsoever at slowing the progression of plaque buildup in the carotid arteries in the neck.
The results of this study had been delayed more than once. The companies Merck and Schering Plough missed several deadlines that they had imposed themselves. Do you think this was an effort to keep this information away from consumers?
Well, of course, no one will know. As I think you know, there is a congressional investigation ongoing. Congress has said they will get to the bottom of this. I feel strongly that it's very important that practicing physicians and the public be informed about the results of drug trials, whether they be good or bad.
So what would you advise people who are taking Zetia either on its own or in conjunction with another statin?
Well, patients should always talk to their doctor. No one should ever stop taking a medication because they hear a news report. My advice to physicians is not to use this drug Vytorin nor to use Zetia as first-line agents anymore. These should be really relegated to drugs of last resort until we have some evidence that they produce a health outcomes benefit. Right now, 5 years into this, with nearly 1 million prescriptions per week being written, there's no evidence that the drugs actually produce any benefit for patients.
All right, Dr. Stephen Nissen. Dr. Nissen, thanks so much.
My pleasure.
Now to the presidential campaign. A new CBS News New York Times poll shows John McCain has taken a commanding lead nationally among Republican primary voters, leading Mike Huckabee by 15 points. What a comeback for McCain. Since last month, he's up 26 points. At the same time, though, Rudy Giuliani, once the frontrunner, has fallen 12 points into third place. Up next is the Michigan primary tomorrow, and polls show McCain is in a close battle with Michigan native Mitt Romney. Huckabee is trailing. Chip Reed is covering the McCain campaign.
In Kalamazoo, Michigan today, supporters of John McCain kept coming back to one simple explanation for why his campaign is surging.
What do you like most about John McCain? I just think he's an honest man. He's a man of integrity, and I trust him.
Many here said they love his straight shooting approach.
Since I tell you things you want to hear, I got to tell you something maybe some of you don't want to hear.
The new CBS News poll shows McCain's electability soaring from 7 to 41% in just 1 month. And true to his against-the-grain style, McCain's doing it not by focusing on what the polls say is the big issue, the economy. He insists the transcendent issue in this campaign is still the war on terrorism. And nothing gets his supporters more fired up than his promise to defeat al-Qaeda in Iraq.
We will never surrender, and they will. It will never happen.
With Michigan suffering the highest unemployment in the nation, McCain does call for retraining workers who've lost jobs.
It's good to be back in Michigan.
Contrast that with Mitt Romney, who's based his entire campaign here on his plan to save the Michigan economy.
And the burdens on American manufacturing are largely imposed by government. And new leadership in Washington can lift the burdens and lift the industry.
Romney, a successful businessman, says the focus should be on reviving the car makers, who will then be able to create more jobs.
Romney and McCain are running neck and neck here in Michigan, and this primary is enormously important for Romney. He was born here, he was raised here, his father was governor here, and a lot of people are asking, if he can't beat McCain here, can he beat him anywhere? Katie?
Chip Reed reporting from Detroit tonight. Mike Huckabee was also in Michigan today and took a swipe at Mitt Romney. That tops tonight's CBS News Campaign 08 Notebook. After Huckabee spoke at a factory in Lansing, a reporter asked him if he thought Romney, who was born and raised in Michigan, would be in trouble if he lost the primary there.
I'll have to let Mitt answer that, but I would certainly say that it would be very difficult for him to explain to the rest of the country why the people who knew him best supported him least.
Florida's primary is 2 weeks from tomorrow, but early voting started today. Rudy Giuliani has devoted much of his time and money to the Sunshine State and badly needs a win there to jumpstart his campaign. But a new poll shows he's lost his lead in Florida and is now in a four-way battle for first. Now to the Democrats. Our CBS News New York Times poll shows Hillary Clinton is still holding a double-digit lead over Barack Obama nationally. In their battle, the rhetoric has taken a new and serious turn. Here's our national correspondent, Byron Pitts.
Everybody's talking about change these days.
While this rainbow of faces stood at Senator Obama's rally in Reno, much of the talk offstage was about the raw and often divisive issue of race.
Why not pick up the phone and call the senator and say, let's stop having this kind of back and forth on the sidelines?
As I said, it's more back than forth. This is a strategy on their part.
Senator Clinton's campaign blames Obama's. It's a who said what that started last Monday after Senator Clinton said this.
Dr. King's dream began to be realized when President Lyndon Johnson passed the Civil Rights Act of 1964.
Clinton says her words were taken out of context by the Obama campaign, but many took them as a slight on Dr. King. Race will matter in the all-important South Carolina primary in 12 days, where 50% of Democratic voters are black. According to the latest CBS News New York Times poll, 49% of blacks nationwide now support Obama, 34% for Clinton.
A 13% jump for Obama since August.
So it's no accident, political analysts say, Clinton supporter and black entertainment television founder Robert Johnson pushed back Sunday in South Carolina.
Hillary and Bill Clinton, who have been deeply and emotionally involved in black issues, when Barack Obama was doing something in the neighborhood that I won't say what he was doing, but he said it in his book.
Bob Johnson seemed to suggest that while the Clintons were doing civil rights work, you were doing drugs in Chicago.
I think that, We're sort of entering into silly season in politics right now.
With the Nevada caucuses on Saturday, people here are more concerned about jobs than political bickering about race. Katie?
Byron Pitts. Byron, thank you. In other news, authorities today offered a reward for information leading to the arrest of a Marine who has sparked an international manhunt. It is the latest chapter in a case that began with the murder of another Marine who was pregnant. The latest now from Jeff Glor.
Tonight, the manhunt for fugitive Marine Cesar Lorien intensifies. His face plastered on electronic billboards across the country and front and center on the FBI's wanted list.
The search for Lorien is earthwide.
Lorien is charged with first-degree murder in the death of fellow Marine Maria Lauterbach, who was 8 months pregnant and whose badly burned body authorities say they found in Lorien's backyard, buried in a shallow grave. Last year, Lauterbach accused Lorien, a married man, of rape, a complaint she was supposed to testify about before she disappeared.
I can still see her face. I can still see her knocking on my door.
Lauterbach's friends, including Melinda Artzer, say they immediately suspected Lorien.
It's disgusting. It makes me sick.
The question is, why didn't police? Lauterbach was last heard from on December 14th and was officially reported missing December 19th. But it took 18 days until January 7th for the Sheriff's Department to narrow its focus to Lorien. This despite the ongoing military rape investigation. So, did the Sheriff's Department know about this and fail to act right away? Or did the military not turn over information quickly enough?
It's very difficult when they have information on base that I do not have or have not had access to up till now.
Tonight, the military is offering no comments. The FBI, a $25,000 reward for information leading to an arrest. Jeff Glor, CBS News, Camp Lejeune, North Carolina.
Now to the battle against sexual predators on the internet. MySpace reached an agreement with 49 states today to overhaul its website. New safety features will include technology to verify users' ages and to make the profiles of young users off limits to adults they don't know. MySpace also agreed to accept independent monitoring. There is much more CBS News ahead. Coming up next, you pay thousands of dollars into Social Security, but just try to get disability benefits when you need them. A CBS News investigation.
Harry is a scratcher who keeps getting scratched. He needs maximum strength Scalpicin, not a shampoo. Its clear formula stops scratching with the itch medicine dermatologists recommend. Maximum strength Scalpicin, the clear solution to a healthier scalp.
Spend less time lying awake with annoying aches and pains and more time asleep when you switch from Tylenol PM to Advil PM. Advil PM, less time lying awake, more time asleep.
Instant gratification has us in a stranglehold. So much so that we don't want to fix things anymore. Just replace them. Don't like your nose? Get a new one. Don't like your job? Get a new one. Don't like your spouse? Get a new one. Whatever happened to commitment?
The 2008 Sonata, ready for the long haul with America's best warranty and $1,000 cash back.
When we have new Asian garlic shrimp and new fire-grilled tequila lime shrimp, not to mention Red Lobster classics like shrimp scampi and hand-breaded shrimp, it's not fair to make you choose just one. So we won't. For a limited time, you can pair the two that you like best together. From any of our chefs' new creations to classic favorites. Every time you visit, it's a new experience. At Red Lobster, come see what's fresh today.
Honey! People with chronic constipation are on the move, thanks to prescription Amatiza. Amatiza gave a majority of people with chronic constipation relief within 24 hours. On average, people were able to go 5 to 6 times a week, compared to 3 to 4 times without Amatiza. Amatiza helps relieve symptoms like straining, abdominal discomfort, and bloating. Don't take Amatiza if you've ever had a bowel obstruction or have severe diarrhea. Women of childbearing age should have a negative pregnancy test and practice effective birth control due to the potential risk to the fetus. Talk to your doctor to evaluate the risks. In clinical studies, the most common side effects were nausea, diarrhea, and headache. Tell your doctor if you experience severe diarrhea or severe nausea. If chronic constipation slows you down, ask your doctor if you should move to Amatiza.
Every week, millions of American workers pay into Social Security, and every year, 2.5 million apply to get some of that money back in the form of disability benefits. But most are initially denied. A 2-month-long investigation by CBS News found that a safety net you pay for may not be there when you need it. Here's our chief investigative correspondent, Armin Katayan.
I always figured that I'd die in a fiery car wreck or something, never that I'd be, disabled.
Hi. 2 years ago, a failed surgery left 33-year-old Scott Watson Daddy can't reach. With a fracture in his spinal cord. It turned his life upside down, leaving him unable to work in his job as a broadcast engineer.
You're obviously showing the hump in this area where
Everybody says, you got to have a positive attitude, and I say, well, I am positive. I'm positive this is the end, It's not going to get any better.
Declared disabled by the state of Maryland, Watson was told he was a shoo-in when he applied for federal disability last year, only to be turned down 3 months later on the grounds, according to federal guidelines, he wasn't disabled enough. Watson appealed and was denied again. One of 27,000 Maryland residents, 68% of all those who applied, to suffer such a fate. Overall, 2 out of every 3 people who apply for federal disability benefits are rejected by a government agency critics charge that is out of date, underfunded, and incapable of serving the exploding number of disabled Americans. Waiting times for a hearing in some cities are now more than 3 years.
Well, I have people all the time writing to me saying that they're suicidal.
Linda Fullerton is an advocate for the disabled.
I have no insurance and doctors say I need 2 brain surgeries.
Her online support site is home to one horror story after another.
I had to file bankruptcy to keep home, losing home with 4 children.
A 2-month CBS News investigation has found that over the last 2 years, at least 16,000 people fighting for disability benefits died while awaiting a decision. Overall, the backlog of cases now stands at 750,000, 750,000 people, up 150% since 2000. People wait an average of 520 days for a hearing on their claims. People like Jerry Rice, who calls this abandoned tool shed home. Where do you sleep?
Right here.
When we found Rice, who suffers from mental illness, he'd been waiting for 3 years for his day in court.
This is how it is. I hope it ain't how it ends up, but it's how it is for right now.
But you deserve in your mind the disability.
I'm not asking them to give me welfare. I'm asking them to give me what they promised. Yeah, I deserve it.
It's a mess from the time you apply till the time you try to get paid.
Attorney John Hogan has represented thousands of folks here in Atlanta, the backlog capital of the nation.
We're the furthest behind of any area in the country. It could take 2.5 years to get your hearing.
2.5 years. We have a lot of room for improvement.
Social Security Commissioner Michael Astrew took over the federal disability program last year, stepping up efforts to fix a system many call broken.
I think it's been broken the way a leg is broken, and it can heal, and it is healing.
But what do you say to the people that have stood in that line, that 3-year line?
I don't have a defense. I don't think it's a good thing. I don't think it should have been allowed to happen. So we're probably not going to be able to drive the backlog down at the rate that it went up, but we're sure as hell going to try.
Little consolation to the likes of Scott Watson, who had to rely on his parents to simply survive.
You pay something into a system that you think is going to help you in your time of need, and it doesn't even acknowledge that you even have a problem.
Armin Katayan, CBS News, Bel Air, Maryland.
For a list of resources for disability benefits, you can go to cbsnews.com and click on CBS Evening News. And what's behind the high denial rate for Social Security disability benefits? You'll see in the conclusion of our investigation tomorrow night. Meanwhile, one of the most talked about stories of the day is a rat heart researchers created in a laboratory. But the researchers are trying to do more than impress you with their miraculous medical know-how. Someday they hope to save the lives of some of the 50,000 people who die every year waiting for a heart donor. They're not quite there yet. Years of research lie ahead. Still to come, why one man's trash may be another man's fuel. the Detroit Auto Show goes green.
You know what's the best part of a Lunesta night? The way you feel the next morning. Non-narcotic Lunesta can give you 7 to 8 beautiful, restful hours of sleep to help you feel refreshed, recharged, and ready to start your day. Lunesta helps you fall asleep quickly, so take it right before bed. Be sure you have at least 8 hours to devote to sleep before becoming active. Until you know how you'll react to Lunesta, you should not drive or operate machinery. Do not take Lunesta with alcohol. Call your doctor right away if after taking Lunesta you walk, drive, eat, or engage in other activities while asleep. In rare cases, severe allergic reactions can occur. Most sleep medicines carry some risk of dependency. Side effects may include unpleasant taste, headache, drowsiness, and dizziness. Ask your doctor whether a Lunesta night can help you have mornings like this. Lunesta, a great tomorrow starts tonight.
Glad Force Flex trash bags are so strong. One bag is all you need to pick up the pieces from even your biggest disasters.
Where do you want the piano?
Get Glad Force Flex and find out why 7 out of 10 consumers prefer it over the other leading brand.
Hi, I'm Peter Jacobson, and this is my story. My secret weapon on the golf course has got to be my sense of humor. If you don't have a sense of humor on the golf course, you're going to be miserable. Golf is very physical for me. I think it's physical for all golfers. I can start to feel my knees talking to me. I pop in a couple of Aleve in the morning and I'm good to go. It takes away the throbbing pain that I feel in my knees. I think my Aleve bottle, I can get to that quicker than I can an extra golf ball. If I don't have my clubs, my caddy, or my Aleve, I'm not going to play.
Here's why you should be driving a new Toyota. Unbelievable value. The all-new Toyota Highlander comes with a 270 horsepower V6 engine and a center stow second row seat. Uncompromised safety. Every Highlander comes with the Star safety system and total commitment. Toyota is building Toyota engines right here in Tennessee, partnering with major suppliers throughout the state. That's why more people in Middle Tennessee are driving a new Toyota. See your Toyota dealer or visit buyatoyota.com.
Turning overseas now, there was a brazen attack by militants today in Afghanistan's capital of Kabul. Armed with bombs, grenades, and machine guns, they stormed a luxury hotel. 6 people were killed, including 1 American who has not been identified. Also today, Defense Secretary Robert Gates gave his approval to a surge of U.S. troops in Afghanistan. As David Martin first reported, the plan is to send an additional 3,200 Marines and soldiers to reinforce the more than 27,000 already there. President Bush is expected to sign off on it. Meanwhile, the president wants to sell precision-guided bombs to Saudi Arabia as part of a multi-billion-dollar arms package. The announcement came as Mr. Bush arrived today in Saudi Arabia, where he met with King Abdullah. The arms deal could run into opposition in Congress, though, because some members fear the weapons could be used against Israel. Here at home, New England is digging out from its first major storm of 2008, a nor'easter that dumped more than a foot of snow in parts of Massachusetts and New Hampshire today. In Boston, all but essential city workers were told to stay home, and for many school kids, an unexpected but very welcome snow day. Coming up next, fueling your car for $1 a gallon.
Whoa, yeah. Whew, Advil Liquid Gels. Rushing liquid relief wherever you hurt. There's still nothing proven to work faster or last longer. Advil Liquid Gels. The every pain reliever. In a hurry.
To help avoid dental problems, my dentist gives me Act Restoring Mouthwash.
Act restores minerals to soft spots and strengthens enamel up to 2 times harder.
My breath is great, and so are my checkups.
Act Restoring Mouthwash, the one dentists believe in.
It was so frustrating, like a mystery I couldn't solve. Night after night, strange sensations in my legs. I had to get up and move when all I wanted to do was rest. I had restless leg syndrome. My doctor said RLS symptoms usually get worse when it's time to relax. And then he said something else.
Requip. He said Requip would help relieve those RLS symptoms that were making my nights so difficult. He told me what to watch for, that Requip may cause you to fall asleep or feel very sleepy during normal activities such as driving, or to faint or feel dizzy when you stand up. Tell your doctor if you experience these problems, or if you drink alcohol or are taking medicines that make you drowsy. Also, tell your doctor if you experience new or increased gambling, sexual, or other intense urges while taking Requip. Side effects may include nausea, drowsiness, vomiting, and dizziness. Thanks to Requip, the RLS mystery's not keeping me up anymore. Ask your doctor about Requip.
Hey, Bob. Yeah, have you disinfected the area? Good. Now make a 3-inch incision between the 4th and 5th abdominal muscles.
Shouldn't you be doing this?
It's really straightforward. Listen, I gotta go, Bob. I'll talk to you later.
Making important financial decisions on your own doesn't make much sense either. That's why Edward Jones prefers meeting clients face-to-face. Edward Jones, making sense of investing. Ranked highest in investor satisfaction with full-service brokerage firms by J.D. Power & Associates.
How do you know your dog is healthy? IAMS knows the signs. And now IAMS has an all-new look and name to go with it. IAMS Proactive Health. It helps promote 7 signs of healthy vitality. In fact, more veterinarians recommend IAMS than any grocery brand. IAMS Proactive Health for 7 signs of healthy vitality. Okay, maybe 8. IAMS Proactive Health.
Police in Murfreesboro uncover a major crime ring rounding up drugs, cash, and weapons. What's even more troubling is where they found the stash. The exclusive details next at 6.
The automobile and the environment have long been on a collision course, but now the annual auto show in Detroit is flaunting the latest color for cars and trucks. And you can probably guess what that is. Here's Cynthia Bowers.
At this year's auto show in Detroit, they were all singing from the same songbook, and its cover is green.
It's diesel, it's hybrid diesel, it's hybrid gas, it's hydrogen diesel, it's hybrid hydrogen.
Part electric, part gas hybrids now come in all shapes and sizes, from the Saturn Vue to the Jeep Renegade to the Cadillac Escalade. You no longer have to sacrifice size to save the environment. And at 200 plus miles per hour, Indy drivers have proven you don't have to sacrifice power to run on ethanol. But those drivers don't refuel at ordinary gas stations. Nearly 6 million U.S. cars can run on biofuel, but there are only 1,400 places to buy it.
But virtually everyone can agree that we must find a better way to make ethanol.
Before it fully comes to pass, it seems, corn-based ethanol could be passé. GM has partnered with Coscata, a startup company that says it can make gas out of garbage.
What are you doing, Doc? I need fuel.
Just like in the movie Back to the Future. Coscata says within 3 years we should be able to use landfills to fill up. Best of all, this futuristic fuel will have an old-fashioned price tag of about $1 a gallon. U.S. auto sales are down 7%. Toyota is poised to become the world's #1 car maker. Here in Detroit, the big three are desperately hoping that going green will be enough to get them out of the red. Cynthia Bowers, CBS News, Detroit.
And that is the CBS Evening News. I'm Katie Couric. Thank you for watching. I'll see you tomorrow. Good night.
For news 24 hours a day, click on CBSNews.com. Brought to you in part by Vicks. This cold season, look for the Vicks Shield. No matter what the cold season brings, no matter what cold symptoms you might get, Vicks has got you covered. For comfort and care, Vicks is always there. Emergency rooms are at a breaking point. Suffering from a heart attack? Your wait time has more than doubled. Can we fix our nation's ER system? Tomorrow on the CBS Evening News with Kate.
In a News Channel 5 exclusive, they were supposed to be getting an education to get ready for the world. Instead, they learned crime doesn't pay.
And they called 911 pretending to be victims when all along they were responsible for 2 violent deaths.
And this new 36-page report on the Metro School District doesn't look too good. What exactly does it say? I'm Rodney Dunnigan. I'll let you know in a live report.
And we have dry weather tonight, but cold weather too as we continue to get a surge of cold air from the north. 37 right now at the Nashville Zoo and going down. Your news begins now.
From your news and information leader, Tennessee's first and only local news in high definition. This is News Channel 5 at 6.
But when you have these college kids whose parents send them here to go to college, they're here to get an education, and they turn around and break the law. Here they are selling drugs.
Tonight, a drug bust with an MTSU connection.
Police say suspects were learning something not taught in any class.
Well, police call it Operation Bad Education.
And tonight, in a News Channel 5 exclusive, 4 current or former MTSU